Hey guys, here we are back at the workbench. I previously did a video on how I was going to do sound for my layout. Anyway, I had worked with it and I just couldn't get, the thing was just real big and bulky, wouldn't fit inside my buildings or anything. And I'm also trying to make a sound system for my modular railroad. One guy did come on my thread or on the YouTube thing and say I should try the these little card speakers. They hold the sound that you want plus. But when I did order a couple of them. They do work well, but they don't cycle. You have to hit a button every time you want them to work, and they're very low. I mean, if you got a train running beside it, you cannot hear it. You walk away, you can't hear it. The volume on these is just not there. So that was not going to work for the application I wanted. Anyway, I've already built a couple of these. They work really well. I'm going to go through the steps of making or taking it apart and making it for our use in a model railroad. Anyway, you do need some kind of MP3 player. This is a $20 one from Walmart. You need one that will do a continuous loop. These kind of rotate through the stores. I got this one from Target. Different stores have different brands. I bought this is a Jensen. I also bought an off-name brand. They both, when I took them apart, were very similar inside. Anyway, this is Jensen. It was found at Target. It was $10. You end up with two speakers. It's the model number is SMP-125, and I think it was like $10.49 at Target. Anyway, I'm gonna. It runs on 4 AA batteries, or you can also. It has a plug that you can plug in an adapter so you can power it with external power, which will work really well. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open the package here. I'm gonna go through how I take it apart and how I set it up to use, and it comes apart and it works really well. So let me get the packaging undone and we'll go from there. Okay, here we have it out of the packaging. The very first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and take the back off, put your 4 AA batteries in it, and make sure it works, because once you take it apart, you can't take it back. So anyway, once you do that, you make sure it works. This one worked fine. You can see some little pads here where it sits on the table. Under the end 2 pads, you just look under them. Even the off-name brand one I had did the same thing. Under a pad was 2 screws, so I took out one. There were 6 screws all together that you pull out. All right. What you do then is this top just pulls right off. So we have, it comes in 2 pieces, and what we're going to do is we're going to end up leaving it together. Originally I pulled it all apart and I was going to make another housing for it, but this just works so well because all we're going to do is extend the speaker wires. So what I'm going to do now is you just want to make sure that you what I did was I took a solder iron and I just unsoldered these 2 connections. You just make sure your red and black are your positive and negatives, and I did that on both sides. And if you take a solder gun, you can do it very easily. The first thing I'm going to do though is I cut the speaker wires themselves right in the middle. That's so I can still maintain the identity of each, what's positive and negative. And we're going to do that on both of those. And you don't want to cut your LED wire over here. Just make sure you just get your speaker ones right. And even the speakers themselves are marked positive and negative. Of course, red's positive and black is negative. All right, what we're going to do now is I just take a heat gun, and a hair dryer may work, but these speakers here, we're just going to heat around them. We don't want to get over into the electronics. Just heat around them a little bit. So these things are just soft glued in. And the last ones came out pretty easy. Let's see how I heat this up a little bit. Yeah, you can see the glue's softening up. But I don't blow directly on the speaker. I kind of blow around the edges of it. I hairdryer may be easier. Also, I kept an X-Acto knife. I got a big one here, but I kept an X-Acto knife in there just to break the edge of that glue around the speaker. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this. But anyway, if you heat it up and you can get that one edge lifted. Now, I don't want to tear it off. I'm trying to be real easy with it. Is take a real fine screwdriver and slip under the edge and start taking the X-Acto knife and work your way around. This is just like a contact cement. That's all they use. And once it gets warm, it will release. But anyway, let me go ahead and get these unhooked, and then we'll move along from there. Okay, I got the speakers out. Like I said, it's just a contact cement. You can see that it just pulls off. Once I heated it up, I was able to take, the X-Acto knife works better, is go right down beside those and just, it just kind of cuts the glue, and then you can pop them out. All right, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to lay this back together for a moment, is you can see this screen on the front here. We're going to remove the screen. There are tabs. There's tabs here. That's just where the screen's pushed through and bent over. So I have straightened all those tabs, and we're just going to remove this screen. We'll take the screen off. All right. So now we have all this apart, and the next part's really easy. I mean, this takes about 15 minutes total to do, and you'll have a working system. So I'm going to pull this apart and lay it over here, and I'm going to go grab one of the ones I've already done, and we'll show you where I went from there. Okay, here we are back. What I've done is I brought one of the ones I've already fixed back, and I'm going to show you what I did. Is I just took some connectors. All you need is a two-prong connector, positive, negative. These just happen to be some old servo connectors that I use with the model airplanes. Anyway, you just have to have a male and a female plug. But anyway, what I've done is, where the positive and negative outputs on each side was, I went ahead and soldered the red and the black, the positive and negative, of the servo lead, or the connector, whichever one you call it, to the where the outputs are. Okay, once I have that done, we're just going to slip these through the old speaker holes. Okay, now I've taken the speakers and I've soldered the male side or the female side with about 20 inches of speaker wire to the speakers themselves. They're clearly marked positive and negative. Okay, anyway, so I've got those done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and you just have to be careful with the new wires in there of just getting them in place and closing this. All right, once we get it all together, we're just going to close it up. All right, once it's closed, this makes a nice flat thing. You can hook it to the bottom of your layout somewhere that's out of your way that you can get to it. It also, I put 4 screws back in it just to hold it together. You can also, it has the volume and your on-off button, your on-off and your volume, and it also has the external jack that you can hook in there to power it with. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and put my double A's in there for right now, or these are triple A's. Put those in place. Alright, now we're going to turn it on, show you that it works. Alright, the green button shows that it works. Alright, now what I've done is I have the speakers, and like I said, I have about 20 inches of speaker wire on each side. This allows me to put this anywhere in the layout I need to, inside a building or whatever. These are 2-inch speakers. Alright, I've got my MP3 player, and I've got some sounds from like a stream and some birds and stuff. Let's see here. Get it to play. Oh, let me turn it on, that would help. Turn it on. Let me turn the volume up. What mode? What have I got on pause? Oh, I got it paused. All right, here it goes. I had it on pause. You not only do you have a volume control on here, you also have volume control on your MP3 player. But hopefully you can hear the birds and the stream in the background. But I have put this inside of one of my buildings just to test it. I'm actually going to put it on a area that's got a stream. But this is just light background noise. I mean, you can play music through it, anything you want. But it works really well. This whole system setup was not but about $35. Everything. Now then you do have to go find your sound, whatever sound you want to use. I've got a place I have ordered some through. They're actually soundtracks that last about 30 minutes to an hour. So anyway, but this works really well. Just got to make sure you got an MP3 player that does a loop, and you got a real cheap and sounds decent sound system for your railroad. And I've got like 4 of these. I'm gonna have all 4 different places on my modular. So anyway, I hope this video helps. Stay tuned. I'm sure I'll have more, and y'all have a good day.